stories, some closer to home than others, about domestic violence and felt helpless to do anything. My goal today is to show you what you can do based on my experiences. Like a self-defense course, maybe you will think it's interesting and forget most of it, but my hope is that you will remember a move or two when it really counts. I would ask that first and foremost you get the stereotypes out of your head. I think there's a distinct stereotype out there that makes us think it doesn't happen to people like us. But by lumping abused women into some faceless mass of others, we make them vulnerable, both by failing to see what is around us and further deepening the world of shame that they're living in. These are our sisters, our friends, our co-workers, and they need us to open our eyes and theirs to what is happening. Success, education, socioeconomic status, none of these things are inoculations against abuse. Anyone can find themselves in an abusive relationship because it doesn't start that way. Often, abusers are highly passionate, caring and devoted, especially at first. Guys everybody likes, and they're found in all segments of society. Second, understand that there's a process to abuse. It starts slow, verbally and emotionally, controlling access to friends and family. This is counterbalanced with acts of kindness, gifts, and proclamations of love. It is when she pushes back and shows she's not sufficiently controlled that it grows to threats, pushing, pinning down, throwing things. My ex liked to drive the car and slam on the brakes to throw me around and make a point. She learns to work around it, learns what she has to do to keep her and her family safe. Tiptoes around problems, tries to control when explosions will happen. This can go on for years. I've read the average was 6, and can escalate until something awful happens, or she leaves. But a little at a time doesn't seem so bad from the inside. Sometimes it's only someone on the outside, someone like you, that can help her accept what's really happening. Third, understand that abuse is about power and control, not mental health issues, substance abuse, or good and evil. So what can you do to help her see that she needs to get away? Give her a confidence boost. Understand that he is building and tearing down her confidence all the time. Be a person that she can go to know how amazing and cared about she is. But also be careful to never take that away. No matter how frustrated you may be with her actions, you will be better able to help her if you are supportive and positive. Things like "you deserve to be treated well all the time" help. Things like "I refuse to watch if you won't help yourself," or "you are foolish to stay," will only push her away. And trust me, the closer you get her to leaving, the more the abuser will look for a reason to push you out of her life. Don't give him anything to work with. Don't be afraid to tell her you think she's in an abusive relationship, but then drop it. You've planted the seed. Now focus on being supportive, building her self-esteem, and giving her paths to safety. Also know she may feel ashamed that she got herself into this mess, or that she somehow failed because she can't make her marriage work, that she should be able to fix it, that she's too educated / successful, other stereotype to be in this situation. And you can be sure that whatever little grain of self-doubt is in there, he will grab a hold of and grow and grow. If you can, offer her a place to stay if she needs it. Even if you feel like you don't know her that well, the offer will be welcome because you may need a place where he can't find her. Offer to keep a bag of her stuff in case she needs to get away, a safe phone or computer to look for information. If you are her employer, consider whether you can offer her flexible work hours when she does leave, because she may be afraid she'll lose her job if she's on her own. I had a boss and a good friend who provided this for me when they reached out long after I thought no one cared, and it made all the difference in the world. Understand that you are working against a sophisticated system of trickery, threats, and emotional manipulation. Besides just her feelings for him and what he's doing to her, she may be feeling any number of other things. Fear of how she will manage on her own, emotionally, with the kids, the house, and the finances. Fear of being alone is a huge factor that makes people do strange things, and is a powerful weapon for the abuser because he makes her feel he understands her like no one else will, and like no one else will ever want her. Helping her to not feel like she will be alone can be empowering. Help her to understand that compared to what she is dealing with every day, the other side of this will be so much better. Appeal to her love for her children. For me, things changed when I started to see my ex turning on my son and neglecting him, and saw that my son was affected by the screaming at night, being sleepless after his father would storm out. He was 1.5 years old. I think it's the kids that do it for most women, that ingrained need to protect our children. Initially you think he's a great dad, and he's not hurting the children. Or I'm the problem, it's just me he's mad at. I promise you, it's affecting the children, even if it's only because you can't be the best parent you can in the situation, and the terrible example that they are seeing or hearing. And trust me, they are. They are listening at doorways, and they are scared and confused. Once she has decided to leave, you can help her plan. Help her get her documents together and out of the house. Make plans of when you should call the police if you don't hear from her. Teach her how to cover her tracks on the phone and computer. If it's possible, get her to find a safe way to journal. All of the good and the bad that is happening. I used an iPhone with a lock code. He will argue he didn't do X, or she remembers wrong, or she's the one with the problem. And he will do good things and make promises to change. And it never fails. When you have made up your mind to get out, he will suddenly be having a good day. In checking the journal, she will find more resolve. If she has a phone and thinks it's safe to do so, get her to record what is happening while hiding it in her pocket during fights. I did this, and I firmly believe it was the difference in the police taking me so seriously. When they heard him attacking me on a recording, suddenly I was more credible. Know that there is a cycle to abuse. The tension-building phase where you feel like you're always in trouble for something minor, where you feel like you're dodging fights all the time. The explosion, the dangerous, violent outbursts that may or may not involve physical attacks, but leave you feeling scared and shattered. Then, of course, the reconciliation, gifts, kindness, apologies, and promises. After a while, you can see it all coming like a car crash. Tell her these things. If you think you know an explosion is coming, get your kids out of the house to someplace safe. This is for 2 reasons. 1, it keeps them safe, which is the most important. But it also shows the courts you have the best interest of the kids in mind, and will help avoid the children's aid involvement, because every domestic violence case is an automatic call to CAS. Have a plan of what to do to get to a phone to call 911, your cell, a safe route out of the house to a neighbor, and then when it starts, when he assaults or threatens you, please call 911. Ignore his apologies, threats to commit suicide, and whatever other tactics he pulls. Run like hell and get away. Know that in Canada you won't have to press charges, that is up to the police, that they will protect you, and there will likely be a no-contact order, and they will take it seriously. Know that there will be a place to go, be it a women's shelter or the friends and family that will amaze you with their support. Call the cops and run, or run and call the cops. Get away. I ran barefoot through the snow, knocking on doors until I found a place to call 911, and it was the best decision I ever made. Once she gets out, know that she will need support. Sometimes just someone to be there. She may need to be alone or be afraid to be alone. Remember, there may be mixed feelings of love still, and that's okay. Try and give her opportunities to deal with her emotions. Healthy ways to express her anger. Boxing, hitting a pillow, cutting up or burning something he made ugly was some of the better advice I received. Also, it's important to know that the process will take a long time. There may be legal battles, physical and emotional scars that take time to resolve. Once she is out of danger, and for a very long time after, she still needs your help and support. Visit often. Understand she may need a shoulder to cry on. Encourage physical activity and healthy hobbies. Give her time to find her way and reconnect to the things she loves. If you can, offer to help with the more daunting tasks around her home. And if she's interested, teach her. Don't just do it for her. Help empower her. She may be afraid to ask for help, afraid to feel weak. Encourage her to talk to a transitional support worker at a shelter and read the book, Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. Encourage her to start a list of the things she's grateful for or proud of every day, and write something on it every day. Some days it might be as simple as, I got out of bed and put clothes on. Some days that is a huge achievement. Eventually the list will say things like, felt joy today, fixed my own broken toilet, got custody of my kids. And don't expect any one person can do all of this, but if you only take some of it with you, you can still make a huge difference. I always say a woman who told me I forgot my tomatoes saved my life. because the kindness of one lady at the grocery store reminded me strangers could be nice people. So when I had to run, I wasn't afraid to run to a stranger to call 911.